Hi, and welcome to today's Wellness Wednesday video. Today, the flower essence came up under Overwhelm, which, surprise, people are feeling overwhelmed. Um, and the flower essence is Indian pink. And I think it's absolutely fitting for the overwhelm that a lot of people are feeling, me included. There's been a lot of energy circulating. We just had a full moon. Things are kind of all a little bit feeling a little bit chaotic, a little bit overwhelming. Um, and I know I'm not the only one. I've talked to a few people who are also kind of feeling the same. Feel like things are, for me anyhow, things are kind of shaky, which to me translates to overwhelm. Um, like you can't find solid ground kind of thing. And so Indian pink is a flower essence that helps us to find our center, even amongst chaos, amongst anything that's going on around us kind of thing. So what I kind of think of when I think of Indian pink, I think of like a tornado. So there's like a whole bunch of wind and chaos and everything all around us. But the eye of the storm is kind of where we are with the help of this flower essence if we need it. That kind of calm center, that peace. And so the chaos goes around us, but it doesn't rock us in the core. It doesn't make us feel overwhelmed. It really helps us to ground in and center and get centered so that we are not affected by what's around us. Not saying that we won't have emotions about it or that it won't be upsetting in some ways, but we can stay grounded in that center and we can stay grounded in our inner peace. And so it's a beautiful flower essence that can really help us through troubling times, especially if we're somebody who tends to get, when there's chaos, who tends to feel overwhelmed. So an empath, whether you know it or not, if you're an empath, this would be like for an empath who is feeling good and then goes to a gathering or something, and then all of a sudden everything just feels really chaotic, really overwhelming, really like they feel that anxiousness, which can happen to a lot of empaths, especially if they don't realize or especially if they haven't learned how to use their gift. Um, the outside surroundings can kind of change our moods like that. And we take on or we feel that stress, that overwhelm, that chaos, and we lose our center. And so Indian pink is beautiful for anyone who tends to get really wound up with what's going on around outside them. Um, because well, it says this, and I think this is kind of for me, but a lot of us can keep center in our comfort zones. We can find our inner peace, we can find everything, but as soon as we kind of take that in the outer world, it's like, and everything kind of gets a little bit too much for us. And so Indian pink can help us have that same kind of centered inner peace, connected feeling when we are not only in our own homes or in our comfort zone, but also when we're challenged and when we're out and about and we have all these energies circling around us and all these different things, all these different people. So it's a beautiful flower essence for keeping us grounded, keeping us centered, keeping us in our truth so that we aren't kind of going with whatever's kind of happening around outside of us. Again, that doesn't mean that you won't care about what's happening around outside of you, but you can look at it from a more calm, balanced place rather than getting swept up in the craziness. Like I said, again, I think of like the eye of a storm. So it can kind of go on around you. And yes, you will possibly be affected or care or have an opinion or whatever it may be. But that calm center of the storm is like your peace. And that I think is what I think a lot of people could use right now because there is definitely overwhelm. There is definitely chaos. There is definitely a whole lot going on out there. And so it's best and we can handle it best when we're able to stay calm in our center. So if this kind of sounds like you, if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my gosh, that's so me, then you can ask for the flower essence of Indian pink to come in and assist you with finding that stable, centered part of you, and grounding into that. And you can ask it for assistance. So, and as always, if you are interested in a personal healing session where essences are chosen for what's kind of going on for you, whether you know it or not, and it kind of puts words to what's been going on, then you can book that through any of my social media, or you can just reach out to me. I wish you all well. I hope you all are able to find that center in the middle of the storm and that you can feel that peace. Much love.